Hello, today we are going to set up a shopware 6 dev environment on Windows using Dockware IO dev image. And then our goal is to have a running shopware 6 on your Windows machine. I'm running on Windows 10 inside a Docker container. So for a quick overview, I prepared a small diagram. So host is Windows. You have running Docker desktop, YOML generator, Yo generator for shopware is a small library or small tool that we provided, or some generators to create dev environment files, and you have Visual Studio Code, and then we also will need a small extension that I will show you later, and then we will have in the end the running Docker container with shopware 6 inside, based on Docker IO image. Good. That's what we are going to do today. Let's swap directly to our CLI environment. So I usually work inside C repos, where I create my repositories and also the projects to run Docker. I already installed YOML generator. I already prepared the shopware, the Tegra generator. So I just run Yo. That will ask me which generator do I want to use. Here for demo purposes, I just have this one, bigger shopware. So I hit enter. It's asking me which generator should we use, or what are we going to do. Dev environment, app, or theme for shopware. So we want to start with dev environment. It's asking me what the name should be. That's also the name later of the container. So I say shopware 6 dev. Good. Please provide Docker image, like Essentials latest. Now we will switch to Docker IO, and Docker IO provides us multiple images. There are dev images, play, contribute, essentials, flags, proxy. If you want to get more information about this, you can go to Quick Start. There you have some documentation about this. And here on the technical differences, you see what the differences are between play, dev, contribute, or essentials. And you can see that on the dev, you get a lot of additional useful tools that you use and need to use during development, like Xdebug, Mailcatcher, Adminer, and so on. Good. Then we go back to images, go to Docker dev image, and here we see there are already prepared a lot of shopware version that we just can use and get everything up and ready. So here, amazing thanks to they did really great job about this. So we take this version 6.4.20. I just type in enter. Now YOML generator is asking me about which PHP version I want to run inside the container. I stay with 8.1. Which node version you're using, then I use 16. And here we see, okay, there are some files created for me inside the folder sv6dev. Now I switch to the sv6dev folder, type in code dot, so it opens me Visual Studio Code, and I'm already in this folder. So and here we see some files. We do not go over all of them. We just open the Docker Composer YAML. So we see, hey, it's the image is prepared, the container name is set, some ports are open for me to act between the host and the container, like we saw in the overview. So, and here are some environments, like I mentioned, it's already some stuff is prepared. That's what the YOML generator does for us. We predefined what's usually have to be set. if we want to work in this environment on Windows. So like VS Code for PHP IDE config and Xdebug remote host, local host, and so on. Good. So the next one is the README. There we have some links to extensions that are useful to develop shopware 6 on Windows based on Docker.io inside containers. And there's a file we will see now for what reason it's needed. Now I go back, I close this too, and I type in docker compose app-d to run this in detached mode. So that will create network, create the volumes for me, and now it's creating the container. So as soon as it's ready, meanwhile, open my Docker desktop. In Docker desktop, I have the container section, and here I see the container is green, so it's prepared. In one of the next videos, we will go deeper in the possibilities here to work with Docker desktop. So for now, I open Visual Studio again because I know, okay, my container is running. And now inside the container, as I mentioned, if I install this extension, remote containers, I will have this icon here. I click on this. Then I see here my shopware 6 dev running. I right click this, attach new window. A new window will open. And on the left corner, I see there's a green. Now it's connected to the Dockware dev 6420 SVSig dev. That's exactly that what we wanted. So I can close this, make this bigger. So, and now I will open folder. And now we see, okay, that's not the usual Windows path because I'm now inside a Docker IO container, and I select for now HTML, click OK. That will reopen my Visual Studio, reconnect it again. And on the left side, I see now everything, what's inside the container. So I see the env file, what's typical for Shopware 6. I see the vendor, where all the dependencies are. I see var, public, custom, with my plugins inside. And here I have also Docker sample plugin. In one of the next videos, we will set up the debug here and attach the debugger, and therefore we will use this plugin. So that all the files. So I can start work with Shopware 6 now. What also great is about here, we can also now open the terminal, and the terminal is already inside the container. So I can use bin console and use all the Shopware and Symfony comments here. So the Shopware CLI, you see it because we are already inside the container, unless our Visual Studio is running on Windows here. So it's connected like earlier via SSH. Great. So what the final step, what I will do now is I will go to File, save Workspace as, because I want it to be kind of a project. And now I switch here to show local because I want to save it on my Windows, on the host environment inside this prepared file. So I save this. Yes, all right, saved. And if I go close this again, so you see inside the container, I close this, go back and open code here one more time to have a look inside. So inside my SV6 dev code workspace, I have now the folder. And here I see Visual Studio Code remote attached to the container, remote authority. The cool thing about this is if I close this, for example, and I stop my container, all the container is stopping. So it should be stopped now. It's stopped now. And then I will open Visual Studio again. For example, I go to Explorer. So, and I double click this file. It's spin up and ask me to start the container. I say, yeah, great, to start the container for me. And now the container started. I'm attached to the container and I can start developing here again on my plugin or whatever. And yeah, that's the basic setup of Shopware 6 inside a container. Of course, we should also have a look at the front end. If we go to localhost, we have now Shopware 6 up and running here. If we go to localhost/admin, then we have the administration up and running. To get the credentials, we go to the Dockware.io project docs and search for default credentials. And here we have all the default credentials like Shopware 6 admin, MySQL. I will go through this in the next video. So what we need now is admin and Shopware. So admin and shopware login. So now we have complete shopware. We can play around, create our storefronts, check out extensions, install, everything what we need to figure out what we are going to do. Great. We have also here the Symfony toolbar that we see, okay, that's Symfony is running. To show you the connection, we can, for example, go to environment here inside Visual Studio while it's connected and switch to prod, save to bin snow cache clear. So it's clearing the cache, and if I refresh the Symfony toolbar should be gone. And it's gone, so you have now the kind of production environment where you can do more tests, figure out what's going on. So inside the container, you're working on shopware, and here on localhost, you have running complete system. And here is your container. So we can stop the container now, see if there's still reacting, what should not be the case. And it's gone. Great. So that's it for the first video. So what we prepared here, and here are links that I will attach to the video. And thanks for watching.